Okay, so check this out, right? We've got this phrase in Chinese just sitting here. 5, and next to it, a pair of dice showing a 2 and a 6. Now, to you, that might not seem like much, some text, random numbers. But listen, this phrase, it means it's not that I have good luck, and it unlocks, I'm telling you, a seriously wild story.
Yeah, this deep dive is, well, it's going to be something else. We're pulling this from some old Chinese text excerpts. We can call it rx1.pdf for now. And, well, let me tell you, it's got everything, like betrayal, someone vanishes, poof. And then it makes you wonder, like, is this even luck anymore? What's even going on?
Yeah, so right off the bat, it makes you think, this simple statement about luck, it actually brings up all these big questions,
Yeah.
about why people do things and whether chance maybe plays a bigger role in our lives than we think.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. I mean, rx1.pdf introduces us to this guy, Ren Ganzi, from Dongxiang in Lusu,
Mm.
and his experiences, well, they really throw a wrench in any easy answers we think we have about luck. You'll see.
Okay, so let's dive in. This Ren Gongzi, his life is all about his father's business. At first, seems stable enough. But then his dad goes on this business trip, and it just keeps going and going, no word for over a year. And then finally, the news hits. His father is dead. Died in Xi'an.
That long silence, then bam, that news, that changes everything, doesn't it?
Yeah.
For you listening, think about it. This sudden loss, it throws Ren Gongzi's whole world out of whack. It's the first domino to fall.
For sure. So naturally he heads to Xi'an, grieving, right? But then, and this is where things get dark, like really messed up, he finds out that his dad was sick for like way over a year. And they kept it from him. And to make it worse, his father, knowing he was dying, he entrusted Zichun with 200 taels of gold.
Huge sum.
Yeah. Half for the family back home, half for Shen Zichun, to handle things.
A real violation of trust there. Right. The father, in his final act, he's relying on family duty. And Shen Zichun, sworn brother, man, he chose himself over his dying brother's wishes and his own family's needs.
It's just terrible. So what does Shen Zichun do? He buries their dad at the inn, and then boom, gone. Vanished with all 200 taels. Can you imagine the grief, the anger? And it gets worse. Ren Gongzi only finds this out a year later when the innkeeper tracks him down. A whole year.
That delay, man, it just makes the whole thing so much worse. All that time, lost support for the family, it makes you ask, what kind of person does that? What could push someone to that level of, I don't know, coldness?
So Ren Gongzi goes back home with his father's remains, and it's a disaster, right? The 100 taels, gone. He has to quit his studies, take whatever work he can find. His mother, she's working herself ragged. It's bleak.
You can see the damage, real and immediate. Yeah. From Shin Ji-chun's actions just rippling out, impacting everyone.
And as if things couldn't get worse, Ren Gongzi gets hooked on gambling, like seriously hooked, loses everything he earns, often. His mother, she's heartbroken on top of everything else, but gotta give him some credit. He finally realizes this is bad, I gotta quit. A little bit of light in this darkness, maybe.
It shows that internal battle, right? He's a victim, yes, but he's also contributing to the problems. But the vow to stop gambling, that shows he can reflect, he wants to change. Remember that, it matters later on.
6 months go by. Uncle Zhang Hong comes with a wild offer. He says, hey, come to the capital with me, try your hand at business. He'll even pay for the trip. Ren Gongzi, he needs a change, a chance. So he says, yes. A lifeline, right?
Oh yeah, Zhang Tong, he seems like a good guy, right?
Yeah.
He's giving Ren Gongzi a way out, a chance to rebuild.
They set off on this boat journey. But one night, Ren Gongzi hears something. Dace clattering, people talking, gambling, coming from another boat nearby. Remember that promise he made to his mom? Well, temptation wins. He's pulled back in to the very thing he swore off.
Relapses happen,
Yeah.
right? Yeah. It reminds you how strong addiction can be, how tough it is to break those patterns. Ren Gongzi, he's vulnerable, and now the stakes are even higher. Will this ruin his chance at a new life? We're left wondering.
So with whatever money he has, he goes to that other boat, and get this, he starts winning, like actually winning. And then another guy joins, bets go up. Can you imagine the tension, the thrill of the wins, the fear of losing it all?
Oh, those early wins, they're dangerous, man. They make you feel like you're in control. You're the master, that's the hook. And with more players, higher stakes, the potential reward, but also the risk, it all explodes.
On their boat, Uncle Zhang Hong wakes up, Ren Gongzi's gone, he hears the gambling sounds, and oh man, he knows. He's worried sick, knowing Ren Gongzi's history, so he goes to that other boat, probably thinking he's got to drag his nephew back.
That's a good uncle right there, worried about his nephew's well-being. He knows Ren Gongzi's weak spot, and he steps up. After that earlier betrayal in the family, it's good to see someone looking out for him.
But when Zhang Hong gets there, what he sees is unbelievable. Ren Gongzi, he's not down and out. No, he's surrounded by a mountain of silver. He's winning, and I mean big time. The other guys are losing so badly, they start trading their gold for silver just to stay in the game. Talk about a reversal of fortune.
That's a huge turning point. It flips everything on its head.
Yeah.
Suddenly it's like, whoa, what's going on here?
Yeah.
These other guys, they're desperate, trading their gold. That shows you just how much Rengongzi is raking in.
And it keeps going. One loser, he says, hey, let's move to another boat, keep this high-stakes action rolling. The boat owner, he sees dollar signs, obviously. He says, sure, let's go. Brings over 1,000 taels of silver, and they're off. Bets even higher now.
And Rengongzi, he just keeps winning. It's like he can't lose.
Boat owner, he's all in, driven by greed, plain and simple. The stakes get crazier, and Rengongzi keeps winning. It's like, is this luck or something else? Makes you think.
As dawn breaks, the three losers, they finally quit and they're gone. Rengongzi and Zhang Hong back on their boat, they count their winnings. Over 2,000 taels of silver. They must have been ecstatic, thinking, we're rich. But then, wham, the boat owner drops the bomb. The 200-plus taels of gold he got from those losers, it was fake. And the three gamblers vanished like smoke.
Talk about a twist. Their win, it's instantly tainted, right? A huge financial blow. Reminds you, wealth can be fleeting, especially when people are to trick you. It seemed too good to be true, and it was. The boat owner, he goes up to Rengongzi and Zhang Hong, lamenting, oh, woe is me. Zhang Hong, he's like, yeah, that's rough, but I don't know anything about fake gold. But then the boat owner really looks at Rengongzi and asks about his family. What's your father's name? He asks. Rengongzi tells him, mentions his dad died a couple of years back. And bam, the boat owner's face changes. Back to the dock, no explanation.
Getting mysterious, huh?
Yeah, something clicked for him, right? Just from that little bit of info. It's like a light bulb went on. He's keeping quiet, though, which just builds the suspense. It feels like this is all connected somehow.
Back at the dock, Zhang Hong, he's confused, obviously, and he demands answers. And boom, the boat owner's none other than Shen Zichun, the betrayer uncle himself. Now it all makes sense, doesn't it?
Oh yeah, it all comes together. Shen Zichun, he takes the inheritance, then uses it to run this elaborate scam. And his own nephew is the star of the show, without even knowing it. Talk about manipulation. Unbelievable, right? Rengongzi realizes what happened. Shen Zichun likely used that stolen gold to fund the whole game. But then Rengongzi says something important. Nah. It's not that I have good luck. He felt like some force was at work helping him. And he tells his uncle, relieved, I'm done with gambling. For good.
There it is, the meaning of that phrase we started with. For Rengongzi, those wins weren't just luck. It was like intervention, karmic justice, bringing that stolen money back to him, even if it was through this crazy, twisted scheme his betrayer cooked up.
And they continue their journey to the capital. With that money, which came from the stolen gold, won back from the thief himself, Rengongzi eventually becomes a successful businessman. It's crazy how it all happened, isn't it?
If we think back to those dice, yeah, luck is a huge part of the story. But in the end, it's more complicated than that. What looked like just pure luck for Rengongzi, it was a web of lies, manipulation, and maybe, like he felt, something more.
So there you have it, our deep dive into this tale. Betrayal, addiction, a wild twist of fate. And that simple phrase, it's not that I have good luck, well, it takes on a whole new meaning.